Hello and welcome to For the News.
Brought to you by For the Wolf Studios.
We've got a lot of great stuff to show you this week.
So let's get started.
Hey, my name's Aiden and I'm here to give you the newest lowdown on all the greatest video game news. Well, it's that time of year again, and the holiday rush hasn't been a disappointment so far. Let's take a look at some of the biggest video game releases for the 2011 holiday season. From developer Infinity Ward and publisher Activision, perhaps the biggest video game release of the 2011 season, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
At 6:22, attacks were triggered across Europe. Targets were key military and intelligence organizations.
The symbols you have always looked to for strength are smoldering in ruin.
Set directly after the events of Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 continues the story of its predecessor. But let's be honest, we're all going to buy this game for the multiplayer. Offering new game modes, perks, weapons, etc., Modern Warfare 3 promises to deliver the same gut-wrenching action with a bit of added stuff. Although I gotta say, it doesn't seem like that much of a jump from this game, from Modern Warfare 2 to this game. Although, you know, for the hardcore Call of Duty fans, it's for sure going to be an enjoyable experience. Modern Warfare 3 offers new incentives for players to play as a more team-based player rather than just going a one-man army getting all the kills they can. Although we know everyone's probably just going to be doing that anyways. Next up, we have a realistic military shooter from Swedish developer DICE and publisher EA Games. Perhaps the biggest competition for Call of Duty, Battlefield 3.
Gentlemen, as you know, we're dealing with insurgents crossing over from Iran.
You want us to believe that there's a PLR threat and Solomon's at the head?
You're the quick reaction force, gentlemen. We're trusting you to handle this.
The nuke is still out there. Can't just walk away from the threat.
Let's go find our Marines. I said get down on the ground!
I know for me, the Battlefield series never fails to disappoint. With more objective-driven gameplay than Call of Duty, like capturing points, destroying objectives, etc., anyone who's really not that into the just kill, kill, kill attitude of the Call of Duty series will love Battlefield. And I've got to say, there's nothing more fun than joining up in a squad with 3 of your friends and running around this massive map in an armored Humvee. Also, did I mention you can fly jets? And even if the game is a tad buggy, I think that anyone who fancies himself a team player rather than a lone wolf will love this game. The long-anticipated 5th edition of the Elder Scrolls saga is finally here with Skyrim from Bethesda.
But there's one they fear. In their tongue, he's Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
Shaping up to be the ultimate action RPG and boasting an excess of 300 hours of original gameplay, I have to say I love Skyrim. Now, whether you're already a die-hard fan of the Elder Scrolls series or someone new to action RPGs, there's no doubt that you will be able to easily spend sleepless nights playing this awesome game. Whether you want to play as a warrior, a wizard, a thief, or an assassin, you can do it all in Skyrim. Now, this game, as Battlefield, is a bit buggy, but this game is just so great. None of those glitches or anything are really game-breaking. I just love this game. It's so good. And that's all the time we have for games this week. Join me next week when we look even further into the awesome 2011 holiday lineup. And now, over to Matt with the latest music news.
Thanks, Aiden. Hi, my name is Matt, and I'm going to be telling you about what happened in music this week. Our first story is about Drake's new album, Take Care, being leaked 9 days before the actual release date of November 15th. Drake was quick to respond to this by posting on Twitter, "Listen, enjoy it, and buy it if you like it." It's still unknown whether or not Universal will release the CD early in response to this leak. Our next story is about Ashanti joining the Black Eyed Peas and taking Fergie's position, because Fergie's going to leave to focus on her personal life and start a family. Apparently, the Black Eyed Peas representative says that this is false and Ashanti is not going to be joining the Black Eyed Peas. Next, we have a story about Justin Bieber and his baby mama problems. Apparently, Mariah Yeater has accused Justin Bieber of being the father to her 3-month-old child. Justin Bieber says this is false, and he has agreed to take a DNA test. Also, Justin Bieber's lawyers has said he's going to sue Mariah Yeater, and Also, the LAPD may start an investigation for statutory rape. Our final and top story is about Dr. Conrad Murray and his case that he has against Michael Jackson. So apparently he has been found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. Jackson's parents has said that justice was served, and they seem to be very happy with the result of what happened. Murray is currently in a correctional facility in Los Angeles until November 29th, and after that he will be sentenced to 4 years in jail.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tech Talk. I'm Marco, and today's topics for discussion are Android's 4.0 ice cream sandwich, Sony's PlayStation Vita, Nest's Leaf, and RIM's new BlackBerry X software. So starting off, we're going to talk about RIM's new software. Their new software is going to support a 1024 by 600 display. That's equal to the Playbook, which is a pretty big step because they're compressing all those pixels into a small handheld screen. Both the Playbook and the BlackBerry X are going to be on the same level now, so they're going to try and make apps that'll play off each other, so I guess boost sales of the Playbook and also boost their actual sales, as we know isn't doing that well currently. So Colt is going to be their first phone that they're going to be releasing, which is rumored, nothing's been confirmed. It's going to be the first phone that uses the BlackBerry X software, and there's no release date yet for either the Colt or the new software. Next up for discussion is Android's new software that they're coming out with, which is called 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich. That's probably to combat Apple's release of iOS 5. The Galaxy Nexus is going to be the first phone released with this new software, and similar to every other Android phone, it's always going to be a step above regular competition, just like Android is with most of their phones. Ice Cream Sandwich was engineered to be the easiest software yet that they've made to use. There's no physical keys, so that's going to allow for more screen space. And from what they've said, it's their easiest one to use. So I guess we'll have to find out when the phone's released. So a new cool feature that they were talking about was the ability to unlock your phone via facial recognition. So you just hold up your phone to your face, and I'm sure in some sort of guidelines, and your phone's unlocked, and there's no need to tap a code or swipe it to unlock. If you want more information, you can visit it on Android blog or their website, and you can get more information that way. Nest is a new company that is being made by the fathers of the iPod, Tony Fadell and Matt Rogers. It's a company that manufactures thermostats, and you might be asking yourself, why iPods to thermostats? It doesn't really make much sense considering iPods are so successful. Well, this new company is making thermostats that you can control from your smartphone, so like an iPhone or like a BlackBerry, wherever you can download the app. These thermostats are looking to be very successful because they're looking to save about 30% of your current heating or energy bills, and they're going to accomplish this by turning up the heat when it remembers that you have, or while you're on the road, say you're at the cottage, you can have your heat turned down, and on the road you can turn it up so that by the time you get home your house is nice and warm. So it sounds like a really interesting idea, and thus far it's gotten some really great reviews, so it'll be interesting to see if that becomes dominant in the future. Lastly, I'm going to talk about PlayStation's Vita. So the release date of this I guess fourth generation PlayStation handheld device is February 22nd of 2012. It's consistently sleek, just like the predecessors, or its predecessors. It's got a futuristic look. Some new features that the PlayStation Vita is going to have is front and rear cameras, a 5-inch touchscreen display, a back trackpad, and as well, for the first time, dual analog pads. So that should be really interesting, and I'm sure a lot of people were hoping for that. So I suppose this release is to regain some rep from their last release of the PlayStation, which was the Go, which was not necessarily their best release. It didn't get very good reviews, not very many people bought it. So I figured that they're going all out to sort of combat their bad reviews. So the new PSP is going to have 3G and Wi-Fi capabilities with all old features, just like 6-axis motion and the standard PlayStation buttons. So that'll be interesting to see when it comes out. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this week's edition of Tech Talk. Now we're going to go over to Rob for some things.
Thanks, Marco. For today's movie update, we will talk about the upcoming movies 21 Jump Street, Oldboy, and Chronicle. First-time director Josh Trank is presenting the movie Chronicle to be released in early 2012. The cast is mostly full of actors who don't have much experience. The movie is about 3 high school students who gain superpowers and then soon after find their lives spinning out of control as they embrace their darker side. I think the movie looks amazing and has very interesting concepts, but you can't really judge the movie purely from the trailer as the director and actors are all relatively new and you haven't really seen what they've been able to accomplish yet. Our next story this week is regarding the movie 21 Jump Street. Directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller are bringing back the 1987 television show and turning it into a movie. The 2 directors have only worked on Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. The movie is about a pair of underachieving cops who are sent back to a local high school to blend in and infiltrate a synthetic drug ring. The story sticks pretty much to the story of the original television show and is probably going to do justice to the show as well. It is rumored that Johnny Depp will get a cameo of some part in the movie as he got his big break from the original television show. Both Johnny Depp and the directors are welcoming the cameo, it's just up to the MGM studios. The last and most exciting news story is regarding the remake of the Korean masterpiece Oldboy. After years of the rights to the movie going back and forth, Spike Lee has finally finalized it and got into production. At one point, Steven Spielberg was rumored to be directing it with Will Smith as the title character, and then Danny Boyle, until finally it became Spike Lee's movie. Spike Lee's Oldboy will star Josh Brolin as the lead character, and production will start in spring 2012. The remake synopsis is almost identical to the original Korean version. It is about a man who is kidnapped and imprisoned on his daughter's birthday and held captive for 15 years. Upon his release, he embarks on an obsessive mission to find the reason for his imprisonment, and soon finds the kidnapper has more torturous plans for him, than solitary confinement. I hope the movie will live up to the success of the first one, and utilize the original story to its full potential, and not change it too much for the American audience. While the original movie ends up being extremely dark and disturbing, it is this that makes it so intriguing and unique. This is all the time we have for this week on For the News. See you later!
Hello and welcome to For the News. Rob, oh my god! How are we gonna get through this thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Surprise.